Hi guys, this is Terry and I am going to show you a few things about Plickers. First, I will show you how to create a class and then we will access cards and I will show you how to create questions by using the computer. This is a little different from using the mobile device. And so, first of all, Plickers is a powerful, simple tool that lets teachers collect real-time formative assessment data without the need for student devices. So all you need is a valid email, first of all, to sign up, and you'll need to create a password, which I had already done, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And it's a pretty simple process to go ahead and get started. And so once you're here, you are going to have all these options at the top. And so first we're going to create a class. So I'm already in this tab right here. And you can see that you can change screens and go to different parts of the website. So I had already created a class with my students. And so let me show you how to do it with a new class. So this would be pretty useful for, say, a high school teacher using Plickers for different classes who come during the day. And so let's create one really quick. So I'm going to create one for my first grade team because I'd like to show them this and have them actually experience it. So then you get to name your class, which I did, and then choose the year. And then subject, I'm just going to say general education, but you can get a little bit more specific with science, math, literature, history, and all that good stuff. So then you get to choose a color to represent the class, and I don't think it really matters. So let me just choose blue for now. And so once you have your class name, then you're going to have all these cards over here that are available. So for each class that you create, you can have up to 63 names on there. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put down a few names right here. I will have, let's say there's Patty, and then what you do is you just press enter, and then it takes card 1 from the list over here. So now you can see that I'm going to do card 2. Let's do Tashina, and it took card 2. So then going on, we'll add some more names. It takes a card there, and let me add one last one. So I have a little list of my first grade team here, and so these cards are their card number that you can see. And so now we'll move on to how to access your cards. So let's first double check to make sure we have our list there. So here's the grade level or the class I just created with 4 students in there, and let's open it really quick just to see if it was able. There you go. You can see Patty, Tashina, Tammy, and Cassie. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get their cards. So you click on this link over here, and then there are the standard looking cards that you can print off. Be sure you have plenty of black ink if you're going to be printing a lot. And then you just have these assigned to your students. So this is card 1. You can see the name or the number in the corner. Here's card 2, here's card 3, and here's 4. And you just print them off. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are the assigned cards. So if you were to add more students to your class, you'd give them the number that they are assigned to on your list over here. And you can also change the types of cards. You can have it with large font for younger students, large cards expanded. So there's different features of how to use the cards. So now let's go on to creating questions. So where you're going to go is over here to the library tab. Now it's pretty self-explanatory. Here's the button that says new question. And so every time you create a question, it's going to be saved in a folder. And so here's one that I created earlier, just familiarizing myself with this. I created this question on the computer. And just note that when you create questions on the computer, it's different from questions that you created, say, on your mobile device, which you're going to need to have. So on my cell phone, I created these questions. What number has 5 10s and 7 1s, and I created the answer choices. So This is going to be under the mobile uploads on the computer. So when you create questions on the computer, then it'll be on here. But you can still access both questions on the mobile device. So it's just a little easier to use it on here. So let's go ahead and add a question really quick. Let me write down, let's say, which state is Durango in? And so we're going to make it a choice of either multiple choice or true and false. So here you would put in your choices. So let's try multiple choice. We'll say Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah, and Colorado. So you have those choices. You can actually even take out one of the choices so that you have three to choose from. So let's just leave it like that for now. And I'm going to choose the correct answer is Colorado. So then you just save, and it's saved in your folder right there. And so then when you are going to test your students, you would have select this question on the mobile device, and then you would use your phone or your app to get the students' responses on their cards. So that's the tutorial for this, and I hope you learned something new. Remember that it is different to create questions on the computer versus the mobile devices. In all honesty, it's a little easier to create on the computer, but it's whatever you're comfortable with. So, thank you very much, and I hope you learned something new.